I am explaining the sixth chapter, My Childhood, which is written by APJ Abdul Kalam. Yes, we all know this greatest scientist who was one of the world's greatest scientists, born in a middle class Muslim family in 1931 at Rameshwaram. So it is a personally written story by Kalam Sahab. He wrote about his total life, especially childhood, his journey from a middle class family in Rameshwaram to the president's house had not been easy one. It was not a bed of roses. Rather, he had to struggle. He worked very hard and faced all the difficulties of life. He was born in a conservative family. So this was given firstly, and his family, his teachers, his friends every time influenced him. He wrote a lot about them. He gave proper credit. Then he started telling he was not rich, but he provided, means he was provided by his father. Jalaluddin was not educated, but he was very generous and very kind person. His father was specially credited because he gave Abdul a happy and secure family. Everything, every possible comfort, or we can say necessity, was available to him. He inherited honesty and self discipline from his father. Then it is given how he earned his first wages. He earned his first wages by working as a helping hand to his cousin, that is Samasuddin. Samasuddin, who distributed newspaper in Rameshwaram. He was also influenced by some of his friends and teachers he specially discussed. He had three close friends, Ramanand Sastri, Arvindam, and Siva Prakasan. When he was in the fifth standard, a new teacher hurt his feelings by ordering him to sit away from high caste Brahmin boy. All the boys were Brahmins at that time near him. So this distinction, this special difference was created in front of a small boy. This hurt him. So he was deeply influenced by his science teacher who improved his thinking. Name of his science teacher was Siva Subramanya Iyer. He taught him lesson of breaking social barriers every time. He served him food and sat down beside him through his orthodox wife, who was opposed to do that. Being grown up, his father permitted him for higher classes, and he was allowed to go to district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. His father remarked, Abdul, I know you have to go away and grow. His mother was against of that. His mother became emotional. Then his father specially remarked that his child was not his child only. Rather, he has to do something for his country. And he started explaining the special lines of Khalil Gibran. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without a nest? So his mother couldn't say anything. She was helpless at that time. And in this way, nice journey started from a common student to a very special scientist. And then we enjoyed his special life or contribution for us as President of India, because he had his special thoughts, but every time he was encouraged by his special friends, parents, and teachers. It gives one nice message also. First, we should every time respect our parents because they can be our best guides. Then, second point, it is mentioned there shouldn't be any religious difference, especially in schools, because chapters, lessons, education, teachings are same for all children without any difference. Then one more idea is given. If we do hard work, then nothing can stay in front of us in the form of obstacles. And last point is very nice. We all should be proud of our country. We should never hesitate to go here or there to serve it. We should every time love our country. Now, questions important. Second part given. First question: how does the author describe his father, his mother, and himself? The author describes his father, who was very generous, very kind person. He felt very happy when he helped others. He did not have any formal education, means he was not properly educated, and he was not very rich. But every time he was concerned to provide all the necessities to his children. He was a man of great wisdom, high confidence. He every time tried to avoid comforts and luxuries that were not necessary for them. Now, second point, his mother. His mother was also very noble, very kind hearted. One special point is given that she used to feed a large number of people. She had all the qualities of a typical Indian mother. She was emotional too, especially for Abdul. Now, third part, himself. Yes, he says that he was born in a middle class Tamil family. He was a very short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome person. He studied physics and aerospace engineering and became a scientist. Now, second question: what characteristics does he say he inherited from his parents? Yes, the author gave special credit to his father for saying that he learned confidence, hard work, and kindness from his father, and almost same points he learned from mother. His father was self-disciplined person and mother was very kind, very gentle lady. Now, third question: which social groups does he mention? The small society of Rameshwaram. Were these groups easily identifiable? Yes, they were easily identifiable at that time because Muslims used to wear caps, but Hindus used to have a special tilak on their forehead. Now, second part of this: were they aware only of their differences or did they also naturally share friendships and experiences? Yes, they were aware of their differences and they naturally share friendship and experiences. Yes, there are nice experiences of Abdul Kalam that he used to share. How nice his friends were every time when he felt hurt, how his science teacher helped him, and how nice, how loving his three friends were towards him. Now, third point, the author speaks both of people who were aware of the differences among them and those who tried to bridge these differences. Can you identify such people in the text? Yes, his special science teacher, Subramanya Iyer, was very special for his life because he invited him to have meal at his home. But his wife was totally against. At that time, his teacher served him with his hands and showed no difference, and then in this way his wife was also changed. So we can say yes, some people every time are there who try to bridge these differences. Now narrate two incidents that show how differences can be created and also how they can be resolved. How can people change their attitudes? Yes, there are two nice incidents. First is that his new teacher who tried to make difference because Abdul Kalam was ordered to sit at the back because he was only a Muslim child in his class. But his headmaster really proved a great model because he corrected that science teacher by awareing, and he especially warned him to leave school if he didn't say sorry to Abdul. And second part is very clear about science teacher Subramanya Iyer, who invited him at his home when his wife was totally against of that. Then teacher came forward to have meals with him. In this way, he corrected one very conservative lady at his home. Yes, people can change their attitudes with their nice mentality. Charity begins at home. We should every time try to bridge these gaps, especially first from our homes. With our friends, there shouldn't be any kind of differences. Whenever there are occasions of marriage here or there, interaction between or among many people, we should never come these low mentalities like caste, creed, color in the way of having our friendship or relations. We can easily change if we make our mind clear, if we are firm determined, we can do everything. Now, second part, why did Abdul Kalam want to leave Rameshwaram? Yes, he wanted to leave Rameshwaram because he was not satisfied at that place as higher education couldn't be got by him. That's why he wanted to go. And father was really in favor of him. That's why he was able to go. What did his father say to this? His father tried to quote the nice quotation of Khalil Gibran by saying, "Does seagull not move to other places?" Yes, this is the nice quotation. His father wanted to say that for contribution towards the society, all the children should go here or there. They have to leave their parents. Their parents should never think that their children are property of them. Rather, they should encourage them to play their special role in the constructive society. Now, third part, what do you think his words mean? Yes, we think that his words are very liberal. He was the most nice, we can say the most intelligent person, in spite of having no formal education. That's why he encouraged him to go forward, and we could enjoy his special life as a great scientist, then President of India. The total credit goes to his father. Why do you think he spoke those words? He spoke these words only to oppose his wife because his wife was not willing to send her child at Rameshwar. She became emotional, as all the typical mothers can be, but she was corrected by Abdul's father, and he wanted to give nice lesson to all the parents to learn from him.